Hello, welcome to this second session looking at sustainable management, and this is going to be looking at transport management. The aim of this is to understand the management of transport in urban areas and to consider the different aspects of this. So the first thing which we're going to look at is the main problem. The problem is this: in urban areas there's an increasing dependency on the car as a means of transport, and that means that you're going to get more congestion, more pollution, and all the other problems which go with that, including delays. This is occurring in both HICs and LICs, where there's this increased use of private vehicles. And using Delhi as an example, you can see that the vehicle ownership's gone from 500,000 in 1970 to 5 million in 2008. And until public transport becomes cheaper to use than the car, people are going to continue to use the car as their primary means of transport. So what local governments largely are doing is looking at solutions to this. The first solution, which is right on our doorstep, is congestion charging, which is occurring in central London. And this is the practice of making drivers pay to travel into urban areas during peak periods. And the aim of that is to reduce the number of vehicles and ease the traffic and lower pollution all at the same time. And theoretically, it could also lead to more sustainable vehicle use, including public transport and walking and cycling. So, the congestion charge in London was set up in 2003, and it's a fee which is charged for entering central London between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m, and that's currently £10. Now, that's the kind of specific detail you're going to need to be knowing. It's led to a reduction in traffic levels by 21% and seen an increase of 29,000 bus passengers. You can see on the right the area which is covered, and you can see that it's roughly running from the Knightsbridge area in the west to the city area in the east, and then the Victoria Lambeth area in the south, running up to the Euston King's Cross area in the north. So it's quite a large area which is covering most of central London, basically. So that's our first idea. Our second idea is park and ride, and we use Cambridge as an example here. And they're introducing these park and ride schemes so that people are parking on the outskirts and then driving into the city centre and using a bus, and that's improving access because it's reducing the amount of traffic. A lot of the time, cities are using specialist roads to get these vehicles in and out on, so it's actually then making it quicker to get into the city centre as well. Using Cambridge as our example, there's 5 sites all around the outskirts of the city, largely on the M11 and A14, which are major routes getting into the city and getting to the city, so it makes it easy for people to get there. Roads into the city are given priority lanes. In particular, the A14 has 3 lanes, but 2 of those for cars and 1 is for park and ride. So they've got that really quick access in. It's 4,500 parking spaces. Okay, now there aren't that number of car parking spaces in the city centre, so they want people to park on the outskirts. And then they're charging £2.20 per day to catch the bus into the centre. So if you're driving into the city centre, it's going to cost a lot more than that to park in the city centre. So the aim is to make it much cheaper overall. So you've got these two different schemes in operation. Now let's have a look at an exam question. Often this is going to be a 6 mark, but they can also ask it as 3 and 4 mark questions as well. So let's have a look at the 6 mark. Explain how transport is being managed in urban areas and refer to a number of different sustainable schemes. So therefore you need to know congestion charging and you need to know park and ride as well. So pause the video, have a go at answering that question. And here we can see the mark scheme, okay? The basic concept of this is that you need to be writing about park and ride, congestion charging, and you need levels of depth. And they give you an example there of Cambridge has 5 park and ride sites. That's specific location detail. So these are the things you need to be learning. Okay, a level 3 is reached by being specific about the named scheme, along with descriptive comments and then explanation as to how it is being sustainable and being effective. Okay, you've got to get that level of depth in there and explain it to get into those top brackets. But providing you learn the case studies, there's no reason why you can't. Okay.